Hello, welcome to Luke Trades trading channel, where I am taking you on a journey with me to find out whether I can make trading my full-time income. This is my second month of trading. I am trading with a small account, as you can see, and I'm still in a beginning phase. I'm still learning and developing my own strategy, pretty much documenting my own trades and learning the discipline, psychology, and ins and outs of trading. I'm trading from Australia, so it's pretty difficult for me to trade US market because when market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to me this is pretty much 1:30 a.m. So it's very late. Because of that, I'm starting my days early pre-market around 4, and I'm trading usually till around 7, 8, sometimes 9 a.m. So I pretty much never trade during the market hours. I trade pre-market only. Anyway, today, as the whole week actually, it's pretty cold market, so I didn't expect too much. We are in between of pretty rough times, I guess, geopolitically. The tensions between Iran, US, China is not giving traders much confidence, I guess. Also, a lot of different news is coming out that are not really helping. So, the whole week was pretty much low, but that's okay, because all I'm trying to do during cold market is to survive, is to just take one trade a day, maybe two, just make sure I don't mess up big time, just be a little bit green, don't mess up big time. That's pretty much it, what I want during the cold markets. Today, it's gonna be a pretty quick recap. I have taken just one trade, and that is continuation of me building my confidence back, because I had that big messy trade on Monday. This is my P&L for the whole week. Today we went up $1.49 after the big loss of, well, not a big loss, it's not a big loss, it's $31 down, but it was big loss in terms of cents per share. But the whole thing, I talk about it on Monday's recap. It was a technical mistake. Webull didn't fill my order. I was pretty much $50 up, potentially over $100 up on a day, because that trade I was looking at was gonna take another one, but I had technical mistake. Webull didn't fill my order, and I did spend 15 minutes to figure it out. And after I did figure it out, it was, there was still a little profit. I was still $10 in green, but it got me so frustrated, and I got emotionally hijacked and pretty much messed up my second trade completely. And I started the month on minus $32, so that made me feel a little bit anxious. And Tuesday was the day when I was really anxious, because even though I didn't make a mistake and I made a good call, because I lost, because I got carried away emotionally, I didn't feel myself here. So those trades here reflected very well. I had good 20-30 cents per share here, but I was so paranoid and scared that this is not gonna work that I exited very, very early and make like $5, which after commissions it went down to less than $1. Anyway, that's okay, because the fact that I caught that trade and it turned out, even though I exit early, but the squeeze was really nice. So if I held it, I would be good. So that gave me confidence. So the next day I took a little bit longer hold, and again, so the next day, Wednesday, was again one trade just to build my confidence back after that loss, and I decided to take my profit off the table after around 10 cents. But that's okay. That's what it is. This week is about. And today was one trade with $22 profit. Again, I could have held a little bit longer, but I decided not to. Let's talk about the entry, the exit, and the stock. So the first thing that started popping in the morning was the stock called CISS. And the first thing I saw is that it is pretty cheap. 188 is the price that it started trading today, and it moved down, up, and it had a really nice squeeze, but it's still too cheap for me. I think I mentioned in previous episode that I do not like to trade stocks that range below $3, so 250 would be like a minimum that I like to trade from. But because this is the stock I have already traded in the past, and I remember it having a pretty good track record, so I kind of trusted it trusted the move. Maybe that's naive, but I am documenting all my trades and writing down and screenshotting, etc. And I remember that stock not long ago this week. It was trading around $3 and gave me a nice move up, or maybe even 2. I felt like I can trust it today. First thing I saw is a big pullback and then, shooting star. So not a very good sign, but I was like, all right, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. It slowly went down, bottomed around 190. And one good thing about this stock is that because it's cheap, it allowed me to take a little bigger position. So I decided to prepare 200 shares and I was ready. And here's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a curl back up and continuation, even though this little candle made me a little bit anxious, but I thought, you know what, if I can shave 10 cents of it, that's all I need. If I can shave more, that's just a bonus. So like I said, today is all about a small win and walk away, just not to be red and just to be slightly green. And what I saw is that it started curling back. So here at 4:11, exactly 4:10 and 56 seconds, as you can see here, my order was filled. I was aiming for 212, I think, or 213. So I was aiming around here, so 213, yeah. And I thought if that's gonna get here, it's probably gonna squeeze a little bit higher. So that's when I entered and I started waiting. And I remembered from the previous time I was trading it that this was pretty slow moving stock, especially, it's pre-market, so it's a lower volume, and also this is lower price, so it's not gonna jump suddenly to $5. But I remember that it was moving pretty slow last time, so I decided to take a little bit more time and give it some room to grow. Usually what I do is I like to just wait around a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, and that's my favorite kind of trade. Just catch the stock right before squeeze and then just exit right away. That's the least kind of stressful move to me. But it's not always possible. Sometimes you have to wait and that move develops a little bit slower. And today's the example. So entered around here to 13 more or less, to 12.96, and I'm waiting, and it's it went down a little bit, but it's holding that level, slightly shorter green, and around 214 it's squeezed all the way to 230, and that was for me enough, actually 225. So I exited right here, right at the top of this candle. And I thought, you know what, that's above 10 cents. I think I even saw 26 or 27, but obviously I got some slippage. I exited here and I thought this is probably good for today. I don't need to push it higher, and it went a little bit higher here to 230, so I could have waited a little bit more, but I kind of had a feeling it's going to start rejecting and going down. Because of the market situation right now, everything is pretty much going down. And if there are some stocks that are squeezing up there, that's usually just momentarily. So I was expecting it's not gonna hold for long. And 3 minutes, as you can see from, or even not 3 minutes, yeah, from 4:11 pretty much till 4:14, that's a long trade for me. And I thought, okay, I gave it enough time. It's over 10 cents up. That's it. Let's take my money off the table. Then I did. And later on I could see that it went a little bit higher, hold for a minute, but then started going down. So, that's pretty much it. And I was happy with that decision. And as I said before, because I believe that it's really important to build your confidence back after a loss, no matter if that loss was because you were following your strategy or not. And here I didn't. I lost my shit, and I just thought, because that day could be a 100+ day for me, and I had $10 plus, I thought, no, I have to get it back somehow. So I entered a crazy risky trade and lost stupidly. So that's why I thought, you know what, no, we have to slow it down and start very slow, building my confidence back until I can feel a little bit better, right? So this week is all about just building that confidence back, and that's it. So this is my P&L for the day. This is my P&L for the week, $1.49. Not very crazy, but it's okay. It's not about the P&L right now. It's all about learning and getting better. And I am trading with very small. It's not very small, but it's, it's a small account. And when I started, I was trading with 10 shares. So now getting to 200 shares when I feel fairly comfortable trading with that amount, it makes me really happy, because this is a cold market, and if the hot market happens, those moves can go much higher than 15 cents a day. But that's pretty much it. There's one more thing that caught my attention today, and this is, I just want to show you as an example of challenges in trading. BNAI, this is a stock that also squeezed today around, let me just go back. Okay, so this actually was dormant, and around 6 a.m. 6:10 it started moving. I can maybe show you on a 5-minute, maybe that looks better. Let me see. So anyway, it's pretty expensive stock, as you can see. It went from $17 with 2 big 5-minute candles all the way to almost $30, $28.62. And first things, I thought to myself, obviously I'm not going to trade it. First of all, my account is very small. I could afford maybe 20 shares anyway. But secondly, these moves are pretty high. There's very low volume, and I mean, look, high is at 28 almost, and the low is at 26. So that's $2 of risk. I would never take that risk unless I was pretty confident and had a good amount of profit on a day, and I could risk it then. But today is not the day for risking, and this is the challenge that trading gives you. It gives you the setup that you really like, and this was here. It looks better. Yeah, here it looks better because it just squeezed all the way up, and you can see that curl, and it's just looks so good. And you're like, oh man, if I enter somewhere here, that's what I was looking at, I can take it. And you don't need much with that price movement. It goes from 27 to 29 to 30 pretty quickly. I mean, I wouldn't hold that long, but even from here, 27.60 to 29, I mean, come on, it's over $1 move. So, and then another one here, another curl, and you can just enter here at 29 and take it all the way to 31.5. This is very tempting. And, first thing I thought is definitely not gonna trade it. This is way beyond my risk tolerance, and it's way too expensive for me. But then my mind starts to convince me, it looks really good. I know it's gonna work, and it worked. but again, this is not the day to take risks. So, and I am specifically this week, I am training discipline. I'm training to walk away, even though I could trade more, but I'm really trying to build that muscle of discipline. It's very difficult, and I messed up a few times in the last few weeks because I didn't walk away with a small profit, and this is what today is about. So those will happen more for sure. And if I had a bit more cushion, if I didn't have that big messy trade on Monday, I would definitely take that trade, even with 10 shares, just to see, if it's gonna work. And with 20 shares, $1 move, it's $20. So I would make double with today. But yeah, this is just something to think about. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoy, and thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.